Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What Make your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Right, today we've got a map which is much better than I'm going to make it sound. You see, in today's show, I'm going to be a little bit stupidly picky. That's more stupidly picky than I'm normally stupidly picky, because there's something that I found very entertaining in terms of my flyover. I'm going to share it with you in the longest sense, but I think it's definitely worth doing. There are some minor criticisms that I'll skip over because they are very minor, and they are going to be reflected in the score at the end of the show, but all in all, it's actually a very good map. So just remember that one while I'm grumbling and mumbling and going round and round and round the houses, if there were any houses, of course. Of course, it's also Botany week this week, so we'll be doing an asset of the day which has roots and leaves, and this one's going to hurt a bit as well. This won't hurt though. Grab yourself a BonBonBingo card, link is in the description as always, and as always I'm going to start the show off by reminding you that there is of course a daily reminder. That's right, clicking that like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you for your support. Today's map is Dream Lakes by TIBURON. TIBURON, you've done a very fine job here. Got some advocates as well, some very strong advocates, including Checomex, who messaged me directly asking if I'd review it. It was already down to be done. There's your start square, very strong start square, and terrain heights, very easy flat buildable space with some interesting shapes for coasts and for mountains as well. Resources are good and field painted, but they are strong and usable and blocky enough to be able to use. And fishing, if you've got Sunset Harbour and you want to read TIBURON, by TIBURON, you can. Okay, off to the workshop. What do we need? Well, it's a mass transit map. You will need mass transit for this one. It's 100% vanilla, though we'll be using the Real Dark Roads theme by Reaper and Reaper's realistic final LUT as well. I've used the LUT's settings for the light settings for the map, although I would rather have seen them actually on the description, save me looking them up, going via menu to menu to menu. It would have made life a little bit easier for me. Right, okay, down to road level, and we've got some extensive highways, and they are fun and entertaining and to a decent standard as well. There are one or two minor jinky jankies and drifts between highways here and there, but they are minor. They are minor. Nothing you're going to break a sweat over, and if you've got Move It and you fancy just fixing little bits here and there as you're going along, then that would be very easy to do. I think there's a jinky or a janky coming up in a short while, and we will stop and we will admire it. We will, that's what we'll do. But overall, the road laying is way better than average, if not quite to the echelon of the highest creators. That doesn't matter though. It doesn't matter because the overall design of the map is strong enough to carry it. It looks good considering 100% vanilla, excluding theme and LUT of course. First intersection. Remember, first intersection. I want you to remember, look at this intersection. This is the first because we're going to be coming back here, and I need you to kind of remember where the first intersection was. There's your janky. Found your janky. Yes, of course, jinky jankies are very important to all of you playing BonBonBingo. For those of you who haven't played BonBonBingo, if you follow the show, you'll know there's plenty of memes on the show, loads of them. And yeah, grab the bingo card. It'll have a selection of 9 of the memes from the show, and just tick them off. And a little bit of elevation issue between the two highways there. That from a distance will show a little bit of blue mantle. It's not a part of the map that's really going to matter that much. Elevate to the ground level road, which is just digging into the terrain a little bit, giving us these little jagged edge along the side of the road that can be just easily cleaned out with a quick brush of the smoothing tool at a very low setting. But yes, this is because we are elevated at ground level. If this highway was at ground level, it would not matter at all. So possibly the wrong choice of a road setting there. Or maybe this is the aesthetic we were going for, in which case absolutely spot on correct. Right, heading towards our first big old bridge. Everybody does love a big old bridge, and there's going to be a couple, at least a couple, on today's show. And we'll be heading towards our second intersection, and it's another intersection that I'm going to want you to remember, because we're going to come back to this one as well. But here's your second big old bridge, nicely balanced, nicely drawn out, sensible ramps, and fed by another crisp, clean, pretty intersection. I mean, it's good. It's all good. I'm going to take a left here because I want to head down towards the start square, because it's from the start square that we're going to begin our journey. Slightly almost encroaching tree on the highway there. Didn't quite make it. I'll let the creator off on that one, but man, was that a close one. Nice shapes of the mountains in the distance. I think we can all agree on that one. They're just pleasing again for those city screenshots that you're going to grab during your city build and sharing with everybody on social media. And then it's rail over road. The ramp there is the gradient is smooth enough. That'll do. It's smooth enough, considering it is a bit of a fantasy map, this one. And here's your start square intersection, which is going to bring us down here past a lovely lake. And this is aesthetically, it's a very pleasing map. We're going to have to loop back around to get onto the ramp in. That is very clean work. Very, very clean work as well. 2 lanes into 2 thanks to mass transit. And yes, I did see it, but we're going to talk about that one on the way out. Okay? Yeah. Start square. There you go. And there's more talking points about the start square in a moment. What we're going to try and do here is going to try and follow a road and head out to that highway exit right there on the edge of the map over there. Should be fairly straightforward, although we have got quite a little bit of spaghetti between here and there. So let's just follow the highway along the right-hand lane, obviously. And we'll take this off-ramp here. And remember, we're now on the right-hand lane of these 2. The right-hand lane of these 3 now. It's easy to get mixed up because we now have 4 lanes, okay? Bearing off to the right and bearing off underneath this flyover. And we are now bearing back down towards that second highway intersection, which we don't want. We want to be going over there, not back the way we came. So, wasn't that turn off? Let's try a second attempt. Attempt number 2. We're going to ignore that first highway ramp because that's not the one, obviously. This is a highway ramp on. This is a loop over. We do have the rocks clipping through on this interchange here. I'm going to call this the paperclip interchange. We take a right, and now we're on the left-hand lane of 3. Okay, second lane from the left of 3. This one here, remember. Now we're in the middle, or 4, sorry. Now we're on the middle lane of 3, and then we're going up and over the second lane of 4. Just in case, I know it's easy. I got lost as well, so that's why I'm explaining as we're going along. Going up and over on the right-hand lane here, the outside lane of this loop around. Following this around, okay. And then back down underneath the flyover, and it emerges over here into here. And now we're on the middle lane. Sorry, the right-hand lane of the 2 on, and hang on, it splits now. If we go right, let's go left. Let's go left. Let's go this way. Then it merges in with this one. And this is going under the flyover. And this is going to take us down to that highway again. So if we were to have gone right, that would have taken us back to where we started. And we're going to have to do that anyway. So let's go for an attempt number 3. Okay. Underneath the paperclip rocky interchange. And going straight on this time. We're going to bear off to the left here, go under this flyover, and there's no off ramp here. But this next one, this looks promising, okay? There's no off ramp on this one. This is the highway we want, really, because that goes off in that direction. But we have no off ramp. Tell you what, let's follow it. We might get lucky. We've got a tree clipping through the underside there as well. But yeah, we'll follow this route because this could be the way that we need. Although we are now going in completely the wrong direction. But I promise you, if we go in this direction far enough, we will get to our destination. Let me show you. First of all, everybody loves a big old bridge, and this is a big old bridge indeed. Very cleanly done. Again, good standards in these big old bridges. I have no complaints about them at all. Then back down to ground. It was slightly wobbly looking highway, but it'll do. It's fine. We've seen worse. Some nice bending highway. Now we're back to intersection number 1. Remember that first intersection? We're back there, guys. We're now going to take a right. A left, sorry. Left and right. Help. Follow the route that we followed earlier. I'm going to skip over it much quicker this time, which will bring us down to that first big old bridge. The first big old bridge then links into that intersection where we took a left to go down to the start square. But if we take a right, this time I do mean right, this then follows along the edge of the mountain ridge. And if we follow the edge of the mountain ridge around this way, it takes you up to this rockery over here, through the rockery, and then take the left there. And then you can take a right here, and that takes you off to the edge of the map. Now, to be fair to the creator, I have gone a stupidly long way about that one, because although it's still technically sort of wrong, if we go back to where we were ending up, remember we were heading down towards this intersection twice and then turn back twice? If we follow down to this intersection, we could have followed the loop-de-loop right there and got there, but it's still doubling back, but it's not quite going around the whole map. I thought it was entertaining. I thought I'd share it with you anyway. Sorry for boring you if you were bored. The rail, we got a double rail link here. There is a second rail link off on our far right now, which comes in as a single route. It's perfectly fine. This one's slightly more interesting because it's a double link. It's closer to the start square. It elevates the nice smooth ramps, and we do have a little bit of a tree clipping through the underside of the branch line. And that's it. You see, that's networking for you. All in all, pretty good standards. Minor grumbles here and there, and shipping routes will be coming along. Another tree there on the branch line. Straight after the intermission, we'll have a look at the shipping.
Are you struggling with water physics in the game? Are you constantly drowning and flooding your soggy little sins? Then you need the Beginner's Guide to Water Physics by BonBonB. Click the information button now.
And so back to Dream Lakes by TIBURON and the shipping routes, which look like they're going to be really good. Yes, look at this. Looks really good. We hit a little bit of a hiccup though. Right here with this little island. Now this is an easy oversight, but we have gone through an island. Could be worse. You might actually start on dry land. Okay, but that's okay, because by starting on dry land, it means you've only got to avoid going through an island again, like this, or going over a mountain, like this one. I'm going to say that's basically a fail. Water flow through the start square. This strait between the mountains and the flatland, there is strong water flow being fed from this water spawn point here. And it's strong water flow. We have water source here, pumping from here. And then we have the sewage going out here. We have power lines already in, and we have a couple of the old water wind turbines already in place, and pipes bringing them down to start square. So it's actually good to go. If you're looking for that, nice easy start, good to go. I approve of that. Alright, let's have a quick flyover of the map, ignoring the networks. Okay, shall we do that? Is it possible? I think it must be. I like it. Aesthetically, it's a very nice. First of all, Reaper, one of my favourite creators, said it many times, they're lucked absolutely. And this theme is very strong indeed. Definitely worth checking out. If it grabs your eye, then grab it. I tell you, Reaper Real Dark Road. Yes. So we've got some interesting mountain shapes going on there. We've got the keys run along here. They could be just cleaned up a little bit. We've got a little bit of terrain that's edging through along the edges of the keys here. But other than that, it's not too bad. A little bit of terrain glitching right in the corner there as well. Not so much. The shapes of the the fields, that's the word I'm looking for. They're all good and strong. I quite like it, aesthetically very pleasing, and yes, the field painting does work very nicely as well. Favourite part of the map I think is this little lake over here. It's just an interesting shape. As part of the overall design of this fantasy map, I think it fits in absolutely beautifully, and I think there's a lot of credit to go to the creator for the implementation of things that could easily have just been dry land and quite boring. The islands over here, are fine. Let me just point out a few issues though with the map before we get onto those islands. Some shark's teeth in between these two elevated at ground level highways. Yes, once again, if these were ground level, that would probably be edged out. Just a smoothing tool would clean that up though if you want to leave them at elevation. We have this this flyover here, which seems to be lacking a pillar. Somewhere around here there really needs to be a pillar somewhere, but yes, we see that a bit, but it's kind of hidden, sort of hidden. And we've got some spiky bits on a few of these islands as well, which I jumped away from, but I should point out, say just that one. There are a couple of others that just a little bit spikier than really fits in with the map itself. And then down to the start square area. Now, speaking of trees and stuff, because I did say it's Botany week, see these little areas here. Now, I've loaded the map up a few times now, and these remain the same every time. I don't know what's causing it. You can copy them. If you copy them, you get that. So these trees are what's supposed to be in there. But I can't place them. I can't place them anywhere, actually. I've tried all around the map. So it's definitely something a bit amiss. I don't know whether it's just me. Let me know in the comments if you tried this map, if you had the same problem, and let others know in the comments whether it was an issue. But personally, you're probably going to be building over them anyway, so I wouldn't worry too much. And then more botany. And what sort of botany have we got today? We have got the painful botany. And there's a motorbike going through my living room there. Did you catch that? Did you catch it? You can click it off your BonBonBingo card if you did. Yes, painful botany. These are stinging nettles. Again, you get a lot of them in the UK. You don't want to put your hand in there. You'll get a rash. It will sting. And that's why they're called stinging nettles. By wvnl. Got one more from them this week as well. They had a really good week on the charts, so let's give them the credit they deserve. Very nice work. And factoids, because factoids. John D. Rockefeller, may have heard of him, very rich fella, Rockefeller, gave away over $500 million during his lifetime. And when you think about when he was at his most affluent, that was a lot of money. I mean, it's a lot of money now, but even then, that was a lot of money. Anyway, yes, quality factoids from the 1980s. Stinging Nettles by wvnl, today's botany asset of the day. Right, I think we're kind of done. Okay, so plenty of buildable space, interesting highway layout, one grumble about the highways. But what do you think of it? Are you grumbling about the highways? You got other things to grumble about? Let me know. Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Hit the I button now on the top right hand corner of your screen, or the link in the description. It'll take you to the voting page where you can vote for free. But what do I think of today's map? Well, I think it's strong. Aesthetically speaking, it's strong. I think there's a really strong design going on this one. I think it carries really cleanly across the entire map, and the whole lot comes together very nicely indeed. I'm going to go 4 stars. It's not pushing up towards the high end of 4 or even the 5, but it's still a strong map. So medium low 4. Detailing is pretty good. I mean, it's effectively a 4-star map, but what holds it back is some of the networking. Some of the networking is a little bit like elevated at ground level, causing spikes, all those sort of things. A little bit more work there, removing the jinky jankies. Yeah, well into 4 stars, probably high 4, but for me, it is currently a high 3. Gameplay potential feels very playable. I think there's going to be a lot of people that will really want to play this map, and I can't really fault it that much apart from the cleaning up. So high 4 stars from me. for Dream Lakes by TIBURON. Just a bit of cleaning up required. Doesn't stop it from getting the BonBonB seal of approval, because most of that cleaning up can be done while you're in the actual map city building process. What you really want is a couple of extra ramps to connect up to that highway to the far north, and then, well, perfect, lovely, brilliant. That's it. Thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking, and for subscribing. If you're still here, don't pay the piper. Place a word into the comments, preferably the ones on the screen now, for some population points, just for fun. And I'll be back tomorrow with another map in the What's Map series. Can't promise it's going to be as good as today's, but here's hoping.